Welcome to the Risk Forever channel guys, the channel which shares the most relevant tips and tricks on how to win at Risk, and improve your rank in no time. Subscribe to the channel and you won't even see how fast you will become so much better at Risk. Push that notification bell to see new videos first. This is your host champion ever. No Australia no win, so let's add the troops to Siam and invade Yellow's newly captured continent. Nah, I'm just kidding guys. Actually you can win with any continent, so we will be going for Africa instead. No Africa, no win. This is the motto we are going to apply today. I will try to expand to Europe as well, and having only 3 borders to guard I will become unstoppable. Well, not anymore. The green player is not even letting me get Africa. He moved his troops out of Europe, and instead of putting them to Brazil, he fortified them to North Africa, obviously to prevent me of capturing it. I thought of making an alliance with him and being friendly, but oh well. Everyone is for themselves, so he doesn't owe me anything. It will probably benefit him, so why not? Or I don't know, I mean the orange player could capture North America soon and possibly target green, and if so, I will be happy to help the orange player out. But I think most likely I will be without a continent at all and be putting all of my troops to one big army. Well, if I'm very lucky enough, then I might get Europe, but I doubt the green player would let me hold it anyways. Well, he just sent me an alliance request. Alright, that was unexpected, but of course I'm going to accept it. So maybe he just wants Africa for himself, but actually wouldn't mind me of capturing Europe, who knows? But on the other hand, he can be bluffing and not be genuine about his alliance request at all. Maybe he just wants to get some extra time and be totally safe. Like he knows that I could get a 10 troop set at 3 and crush them into him. He knows that it's better to be insured than to regret later on if circumstances don't go too well. Yeah guys, I think it will be second variant. He just captured even 4 territories of mine and also builds a big army next to me, so he might be targeting me. It's very likely that I will be the person to get eliminated from the game first. Well, welcome to another episode of Risk guys. Before I get taken out, let me at least make my common intro. Today we are playing 4-player fixed card game on classic Risk map with blizzards. Settings, alliances on, balanced blitz dice rolls in 60 seconds per turn. This time I'm playing against 2 beginner rank players who are orange and yellow, and even 1 master rank player who is green. I'm in a very tough position right now, so please wish me best of luck guys. Hopefully I'm going to survive somehow, as I've already see some good news coming to my way. The green player basically was not putting any troops to orange's border at all, but the orange player decided to put some, so the green player got irritated by that, so he decided to fortify his whole army next to orange's border. Lol. Well, it's some bad news for orange, but some very good news for me. Well, I'm not sure how everything turns out to be. While I really like that there will be a potential conflict going on between green and orange, I'm really afraid that the yellow player is going to capture Asia meanwhile. If the yellow player captures Asia and additionally Ukraine, then she will have only 2 borders to guard only, and it will be very hard for anyone to break through it, assuming nobody will invade her immediately. But yeah guys, I'm not sure yet which continent I should go for. I have to make the decision between Africa and Europe. I mean, if I capture Europe, then I could prevent the yellow player from capturing Ukraine by putting my biggest army there, but I have no idea whether the players would actually let me hold it. The green player, after capturing Africa, wouldn't have a territory to attack anymore, so he would probably invade me into Europe, so I would be with no continent at all and be in a very big danger of getting eliminated first. Europe is in the center of the map, and if I capture it, then it could be very hard for me to hold it and stay away from possible conflicts. I wouldn't be able to properly guard against everyone, so if 2 players teamed on me, then I would be forced to be without a continent at all. So in the end I decided to go with a safer choice of capturing Africa. Of course I will be getting 3 troops instead of 5, but at least I will have a guarantee that I get some, I think. At the same time I will be able to be very passive and not get involved into any conflicts at all. I will let the players deal with themselves, while meanwhile I will be turtling in Africa. African turtle strategy, here I come. Of course I will try to expand and capture Europe as well if I see such an opportunity, but actually I really doubt it would come anytime soon. So for now it will be just turtling. Also another reason I decided to go for Africa is the green player. I don't want him to become one of the strongest players, as I don't trust him at all. At first he was building a huge army next to me and capturing multiple territories of mine, and then he just kept moving his army away from me and then next to me again. The orange player threatens him, he moves out the troops from my border, the orange player moves far away from him, he puts a lot of troops next to my border again. So in the end I decided that it will be better that I will prevent the player who I do not really trust at all, to become the person who gets the most of troops. He already had South America, so with additionally capturing Africa, he would have gotten even 5 extra troops per turn, while I wouldn't have had any guarantee to hold Europe at all. So it was another reason why I decided to go for Africa. And lol guys. The orange player has just broken the alliance with me and tried to use the trick which will fool dumb beginners, intermediates and novices against me. She unleashed my army by attacking into the territory of North Africa, so I would potentially decide to take out the green player, or at least to clear out his troops from South America. But no orange, it isn't going to work against me at all. The orange player has broken alliance with me, but that actually doesn't really matter, as we were doing nothing together anyways, so we just had an alliance just for the sake of having alliance. The orange player understands that as well, and she saw that I'm not helping her to attack anyone at all, so it's actually completely fine that she decided to break the alliance with me. The alliance between us wasn't needed at all, as after all I decided to go for Africa instead of Europe. Also I know that I can make alliance with the orange player once again in the future when it will be needed once again. But in any case, I just decided to leave 10 troops on my another border as well, so she wouldn't invade it because I don't guard it at all. Anyways, meanwhile I was talking, the yellow player has captured Asia. And seeing the orange player having a big army next to yellow's unguarded border, I decided not to invade yellow by myself, as I would rather not invade anyone when I really see that it can be done by someone else, especially with no efforts at all. Also I have an alliance with the yellow player and I wouldn't really like to break it. The yellow player is beginner after all, so I should be careful. In comparison the orange player is beginner too, and we saw that happen then the green player decided to mess up with her. Well, actually nothing really that much happened, but I only guess because the orange player is weaker. If she was stronger than green, then I think it would be the green player who would run away. Anyways, with the yellow player successfully holding Asia, I decided to expand to Europe. I think it's the best time. I really doubt green would attack me while yellow is growing so strong. But actually there was another very important reason why I cleared out orange of Europe and blocked the access to it. This is because the orange player wouldn't have any territories to attack, so she would be forced to attack yellow into Asia. And it seems the green player got the message quite right too, as he blocked the North American territories from the orange player too. But as you can see the orange player still didn't attack the yellow player into Asia even though the border was 1 troop. But on the bright side the orange player finally isn't working as a very strong border shield of the yellow player, so the green player will be finally able to invade yellow if he wants. Not sure what the orange player is going to do with her army, so I decided to fortify my troops back. I don't want them to be potentially crushed at all. I'm not sure what the exact orange's plans are, but it is better to be safe than sorry. And OMG guys. Why in the world the orange player is suiciding on green, lol. Or I mean I'm not sure what orange's intent was, but no matter anything, I can say that it was the dumbest decision ever. As she not only ruined the game for herself, but basically for others as well. Now the yellow player gets to dominate the game, so even if for now she survives, then she will get eliminated from the game soon anyways. So she has just basically chosen the death for herself. Let's actually see what the green player is going to do. Yeah, he is taking her out. Rest in peace, Orange. Technically it's bad to eliminate another player out when someone dominates the game, but practically, well, at least in this case, I would say it's good. It's good that we got rid of the dumb player who would not be helping to sustain the balance of the game at all, who would be breaking it in the strongest player's favor by unnecessary attacking others. So I consider it is very good that the green player has taken the orange player out. As besides the mentioned reason, the yellow player didn't get to take the orange player out for even 4 cards. But yeah guys, now we are totally screwed. Now after the orange player ruined the game for us, the yellow player has more troops than me and green combined. So she could try taking both of us out, but fortunately enough, she left her Australian army blocked. But yeah, it's not the time anymore when you can make other players to do the dirty work for you. It's the time when you're forced to attack the strongest player by yourself, as otherwise the game will be over. As you can see, I captured the territory of Iceland and put my biggest army there. Why to this territory specifically? Well, it is because that I would be able to access both of the yellow player's borders. As if I put my army to the territory in which I would be able to access only one of yellow's borders, then yellow could just strengthen that border with her Australian army and prevent me of invading her, but now she won't be able to do that at all. She can only strengthen one of her borders. Well, since the yellow player didn't invade green, I decided to not invade her as well. But only after my turn was ended I realized I made the biggest mistake ever. After capturing the Scandinavia territory, my army from one side became blocked from yellow, meaning that the yellow player had all the chances now to prevent me of invading her by strengthening her North American border, and from then she would be able to fortify her troops back and forth from me. But luckily enough she missed that opportunity, so maybe the game hasn't been lost yet, we'll see. I attacked the yellow player through Asia at the same time capturing Australia. But since not knowing what kind of beginner the yellow player is, I decided to move out from Australia, fortifying my troops back to Africa. Because of being afraid that the yellow player can suicide on me for Australia, we had another beginner in this game, and we saw what happened when she got annoyed by green. So I decided not to risk. But it was a very big mistake of mine once again. I should have definitely left my troops in Australia, obviously not blocked, but on Siam territory. As now the yellow player can recapture Australia and Asia, then split her army to 2 big armies on the borders and guard both of the continents properly again. Well, if she had done so, then she would have basically won the game with my African army being totally blocked. Nobody would have been able to invade her without suiciding. So I couldn't actually believe that she missed that opportunity and instead of that decided to turtle in Australia, lol. The worst strategy to use ever when you're about to win the game, lol. She totally slipped the opportunity from her hands and now the game is not dependent on her alone. Now the game came back to the balanced state. The yellow player doesn't have more troops than I and green combined, she doesn't even have the same number of us combined, and just turtling in Australia. But my question is, will she be that very passive while being the weakest? Or will she actually start fighting green? I'm not so sure, but I think we are going to wait a couple of turns and see. The green player is being kinda aggressive towards yellow by capturing all these territories, so I'm wondering whether it provoked yellow. The green player is actually smart by putting his biggest army to Iceland instead of back to Greenland. In this way he ensures that I won't get Europe, so if nobody attacks green, then green will eventually have more troops than yellow and me combined. Alright, it seems the yellow player will be the person who will do the dirty work. Well, fair enough as she is twice as strong as me. But if she still had continued turtling, then I would have had no other choice but to invade the green player by myself. But thank God I don't have to, so I think I'm staying as the loyal allies with green. In fixed card games it's very important that 2 other players would be annoyed more with each other, rather than you. As more likely they will intentionally or unintentionally end up suiciding on each other rather than you. So come on yellow, crush that green player and we will be best friends. Well, It's kinda strange that the yellow player hasn't finished capturing both of the Americas, but maybe it's because that she would have more chances to hold North America, thinking that green won't attack her because she lets him hold South America. Well, the green player just straightly bails out from South America, so I assume he will be using the Australian turtle strategy since he didn't invade yellow from the unguarded border, but we'll see guys. Maybe he is going to invade her next turn, he still have the access to do it. And yeah, he says please attack the yellow player. Well, not sure if it's any benefit for me to do it, so actually let's see if the green player attacks yellow by himself. So far everything I do is turtling, using the African turtle strategy every time. I hate to do that as it's so boring, but I see I have nothing better to do now. I doubt players would let me hold Africa plus Europe, so I'm not even try capturing Europe. I really wish I would have stayed in Australia back then when invaded yellow through Asia, so my opponents would be more pressured on each other. As currently I'm in the middle of them, so neither they can fight each other much, nor I can do much by myself besides turtling. Well, the yellow player has just offered me an alliance request and invaded green, so I decided to accept it. Maybe the yellow player is only looking for her own benefits from alliance, like I wouldn't attack her after she captures both of the Americas, but maybe not. In any case, I decided to see how genuine the yellow player's alliance is, by capturing Europe, so if she invades me, then it will be clear that she only sent me an alliance request just for her own benefits. So let's actually see. Alright, she finished capturing South America. And phew, that's it. But on the other hand, she didn't invade green either. The green player doesn't have a territory to attack, so let's actually see if he is going to betray me. Well, no, the green player being as trustful as he was and didn't invade me. He put his troops next to yellow's border instead, and that is very good sign for me indeed. And OMG guys. He even invaded yellow, lol. I'm wondering what yellow's response will be. She says please attack the green player. But attacks me. That was kinda rude. But that's fine, I guess. I think I can understand the beginner's logic when they don't have a territory to attack lol. So I don't need to get mad. Well, actually I don't understand why the yellow player is only a beginner. She plays very well as a low-ranked player, she plays way better than a lot of intermediates and experts I met, so I'm not sure what keeps her on being at the beginner rank, as she hasn't done anything crazy or very stupid yet, well if we don't take into the account her missed opportunities to win. But let's remember the orange player was a beginner as well, and it's obvious we cannot even compare them. They have the same rank, but totally different skills. And to be honest, I actually see myself, green and yellow as equivalently worth opponents. So I have no idea how everything turns out to be yet. So far I'm being the most passive one, but I see the yellow player is being kinda passive as well. The green player is being the most aggressive one, but actually nothing he can really do yet. So I don't worry of him becoming the strongest, and this is why I don't invade him into Asia, as I'm still kinda hoping that there a conflict will be made between yellow and green. The green player keeps invading yellow, but so far it seems the yellow player doesn't care about it whatsoever. She keeps building her biggest army next to me, so I'm not sure, but I think the biggest yellow's goal is to keep South America for now. She probably as I hopes that the dirty work will be done by another player, so we both kinda using the same strategy as of now. Well, I think I will be happy to do the dirty work by myself. The yellow player unleashed my army on purpose so I would attack green, so actually why not? The green player betrayed our alliance anyways, by invading me and keeping his army in Europe, so I know that as every smart player he is only looking for his own benefits. Nobody of us three is too dumb to take the alliances too seriously, even though we have them, but if we see that one of us starts holding too much stuff, we attack that person. Well, I finally invaded green, so maybe now the yellow player is going to take some action as well. I really hate that she keeps her North American army blocked, meaning that the conflict between green and her cannot be really started. But we'll really see how it will be about now. I really wish she would capture North America and properly guard, so with the green player regaining Asia, they would be equally worth opponents to fight, so they could crush a lot of each other troops. Meanwhile, I wouldn't care that I only have Africa or even no continent at all. I just want they would start crushing their troops into each other. Well, the yellow player is hoping the same from me as well. She purposely unleashed my army once again, so I would invade green, while she fortified her army back and wants to stay as neutral as she can, hoping that the players who will be crushing their armies will be me and green. So instead of attacking the green player once again, I decided to capture and properly guard Europe against green, as if I didn't guard, then I'm pretty sure he would invade me once again. I don't trust the yellow player too much as well, while she keeps her biggest 80 troops army next to me, but for now I think we might be good. Well, probably only as long as she has a territory to attack low. But we'll see, if she attacks then I will only lose one troop. It seems the green player keeps adding troops next to me, so I will have to make sure that my Asian border is strong. I will keep adding troops here for now, as I know that if he takes the Ukraine territory from me, then instead of guarding 3 borders, he will only need to guard 2, and that is pretty bad considering he will have Australia and Asia. Well, don't say that the yellow player is going to invade me again. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, let's give yellow another chance. Will she actually keeps invading me while being fine of green holding that stuff? We will actually see, so let's hope for the best. No guys, she just keeps being scared of green, constantly keeping invading me while moving her armies back from green. So yeah, I see that I'm screwed to not have any opportunities here while yellow keeps her biggest army in Brazil and refuses to retaliate against green. I will just keep getting invaded by yellow until the green player finally takes down my Ukrainian army and gets to dominate the game easily. So the only opportunity for me is to move to Australia while I can. It's only 12 troops I had to take, so fortunately the opportunity hasn't been missed. Actually, maybe it was yellow's plan. She probably knew that sooner or later I will have to attack green, so she made that happen, as obviously she didn't really had an opportunity to attack the green player by herself. But wow! Why the green player has just crushed one of his biggest armies into me. Don't say that he is suiciding on me. As you saw, I specially blocked my army by capturing both the China and India territories, so the green player wouldn't be afraid of me, but it seems he still got very triggered. Well, or maybe not, maybe it's the part of his strategy, as he probably knows that Australia plus Asia player has the best opportunity to win, since if lucky he only needs to guard 2 borders while others have to guard even 3. So by crushing one of his armies, he made sure that I won't be able to capture and hold Asia anytime soon. But on the other hand, he really gave some good advantage to yellow, as she is quite stronger than us now, meaning that we will have to be very careful with each and every of our decision we are going to make, as if yellow successfully captures and holds both of the Americas, then we might be screwed. Obviously I'm not attacking green into Europe as it would be stupid. And also, as you saw in one of the last turns, I even skipped the card, so the green player's army wouldn't be unleashed towards my way to suicide on me. As who knows why he crushed his other army into me, so it's better not to risk. I've just captured Africa, not because I want to hold it, but because I wouldn't have to block my Australian army. Well, I could also attack the territory of Ukraine, but then the green player would have thought that I won't let him hold Europe as well as yellow. So yeah, now it's very important for me to not make anything that would make the green player mad, as the balance of the game is now dependent on my and green's mutually beneficial efforts only. Since the yellow player didn't invade me into Africa, I'm not attacking her into North America as well. Well, probably only for this turn, as I want to see what the green player is going to do. The yellow player doesn't guard North America properly at all, so the green player might fortify his army next to yellow's border and invades her by himself next turn. But if not, then I will have to do that by myself. As you can see, I specially split some troops, so the yellow player won't be able to counter both of us whatever she decides to do. But OMG guys. I cannot actually believe that. The green player was so done with this game that he even decided to suicide on yellow. Well, good for me, as I think I still have advantage in this situation, but we'll see. I think it can even be very close. It will really depend whether the yellow player will be able to hold the 4 continents. I'm talking about both of the Americas, Africa and Europe. If the yellow player makes the right decisions, then she might equalize the troops difference. But if not, then she will most likely be screwed, or unless I made some big mistakes as well. But yeah, it seems she just made the biggest mistake of her life by fortifying her troops to the Ukraine territory instead of Mongolia 1. She should have definitely blocked my unleashed army, as now I'm able to break through absolutely all of her continents and capture a lot of territories. I've already have the troops advantage, so she is totally screwed now. Also, I'm taking the territories way more faster than she as well, and that's another advantage I have. So unless she gets the best possible blitz roll ever by crushing my biggest army and has a 10 troop set at 3 cards. As if not, then it's absolutely the game for her becomes over. And yeah, she even ran out of time to blitz my biggest army, so it is GG. It stands for good game. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, then I would recommend checking some of these out as well. Watching more videos will help you to progress so much faster. Highly increase your skills by simply watching Risk videos.